6 to 7 hours.
I know that Lakeland one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Does this make you feel squeamish even now?
I don't look. Never look.
Even though you have it done 3 times a week?
Don't look. I'm squeamish. I don't think of bad things, I don't watch bad things.
No.
My life is positive.
Yeah.
I think only good things. And I'm not going to look at you putting needles into my arm. That's horrible.
You're a bad thing in Kevin's life.
No. She's keeping me alive. Yeah, just tickle around and find a little hole somewhere.
So what are these cakes? Tell me what these cakes are.
Chocolate cakes.
And who's made them? What are they sort of?
I don't know. Lauren, where did you get the cakes from?
I made them.
You made them? Are you serious?
Oh, how lovely.
Wow, Lauren, they're amazing.
They are amazing, Lauren. I really didn't think you made. It's lovely though to think that she's gone to all that trouble as well.
I'd never do that for anyone.
So Lauren, is this to celebrate your last twilight with us then? Yeah. Oh, well, that's lovely, thank you.
Lauren, very beautifully done, Lauren.
It's really nice, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
This is like the last time I'll probably ever see these people all together. It's a bit sad, really. Because you do, like, you don't obviously talk really when you're on, but when you see them, when you come in and everyone just talks about everything, really. And then when that's not there, it's going to be a bit weird, like, oh, I won't see these nurses, I won't see these people. Probably never again, really, because unless it doesn't work, then I'll be back.
I'm not being an idiot. Lauren made cakes.
We thought they were bought because they're so professional, but she's actually made them herself, okay?
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
How do you watch QVC?
Presenter. There you are, David. Is that one okay for you?
I think it looks lovely.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
What's it like when patients get a transplant? How do you?
We're elated. We just find it so exciting. Yeah, it's like a little celebration when we hear that.
I haven't been here too long though.
Yeah. No, but it's just lovely. We love to hear if someone's gone up for a transplant suddenly, they've been called up. It's just lovely. But that's, I think, the nature of the job. It's highs and lows here.
Yeah.
It's lovely that we get to know you as people, and and it's almost like a big extended family for certain times. And then it's also lovely to hear that you're not going to have dialysis anymore. You've got a transplant and it works fine. Yeah. We're always very interested, sort of ringing the unit and saying, "How's it going? How's it going?"
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
I think I've grown a lot quicker, like, because I didn't get ill till I was 17. I think from then to now, I don't think someone could probably grow like that unless you've been through something like this, because it's, I would say, a lot more, I don't really know how you put it, but probably just like, things don't bother me. I always used to be a bit of a worrier, like exams, oh God, like freak, everything. But now it's just like, well, I'm not dying, am I? So it's fine. Yeah, so probably like that really is the biggest lesson.
My kidneys failed when I was 14, nearly 15 in 1980, and I went initially to Exeter, and they tried to save my kidneys by giving me very large doses of steroids, and that went on for about 6 months. But by the August of that year, they kind of given up on that, because I put on about 20 kilos of water, and they had no way of getting rid of it. And it was kind of, if they hadn't put me on dialysis, then that would have been curtains for me within about a week. In a way, I just didn't have an adolescence. And in a physical sense, I stopped growing once my kidneys failed. So I didn't get any bigger until I had a transplant. I grew a massive 1/2 inch. That was my growth spurt. But in terms of sort of developing socially, again, I didn't really. When I had my transplant at 21, in some ways I was still 15, because I hadn't had the normal kind of friendships and kind of growing up experience that other people had had. Dialysis can kind of wear you out. Post-dialysis, you always feel a bit headachy, a bit tired, and the following morning you have the kind of after effects of that. It's a bit like you feel after, I guess, running a marathon. You've lost loads of fluid, your kind of body chemistry has had this sudden change, and you just feel kind of achy and really tired sometimes. Over the years, I've become a lot more persistent in just getting the treatment that I feel is best for me. I do my own dialysis. Again, I was resistant to that in the beginning, but I did see advantages to it. If you're putting your own needles in, you can tell if it hurts much quicker than someone else, because obviously you have to say, they have to respond, by which time, they could have done something quite painful, or even they could have gone through the vein, and you're bleeding, which obviously messes up your dialysis for that whole evening. It's a very empowering thing, actually, putting your own needles in, because you feel in control of it. You can just allow these things to be done to you, and of course you will get the benefits of the dialysis. But then then you feel the disease has changed your life to that extent that you are now a passive recipient of help, and you kind of lose some of your independence. And I don't want to ever lose my independence, but eventually you get old enough that you will. But I'm not old yet. I don't want to be dependent on other people. I want to do it as much as I can for myself.
When he first started, I did find it very difficult, because I don't particularly like being on my own. I'm quite gregarious, and so I went to a friend's house every single Monday, Wednesday and Friday for a couple of months. I quite often joke to him, and I say, you say you're going to dialysis, you come home with plasters on your arm, for all I know you got a woman somewhere and that's where you're going 3 times a week. But and it's almost like that. It's almost like there is somebody else in the relationship, because there's this machine that cannot be denied.
I like this idea of him, that it's like he's having an affair with the machine, and also that the machine is keeping him alive.
Yes. Well, yes. I mean, I can't keep him alive, but that strange blue machine that makes a funny noise in the corner of the dialysis unit, that has tubes and pipes and him and his blood wishing round in it, does keep him alive. But it's kind of strange, because in no other circumstance would you let somebody go out 3 times a week from 5 till 11 or whatever it is, and not bat an eyelid. You try not to think about it, but it's keeping him alive. Without the dialysis, he will die in 2 weeks. And, somewhere at the back of your mind always is that we get this transplant and it lasts 20 odd years and he'll be 60 something. But a day will come when he won't want to do it anymore. And that's his choice. And, I have to abide by that, whether I like it or not. And we'll get there. That kidney will come, and on that day I shall be absolutely sick with worry, although Dave tells me it will be an exciting thing, because it's a good thing, but it's still one hell of an operation. So, we shall get there.
are we doing today, Denise?
That's plasma exchange today, day 3.
And what's plasma exchange?
As far as I know, cleaning the antibodies out of my blood. Ready for the op.
And what does it feel like? What's it feeling like?
Just draining at the minute, tired, all the trips backwards and forwards. The treatment's nothing really compared to the travelling. You're on the machine less time than you are travelling.
And how many more times do you have to go?
Here's today, Wednesday. 3, 4 more this week and next week, and then the last week leading up to transplant, I'm going to stay up there probably, just to cut down on the travelling. And leaving at this time of the morning.
How are you sort of bearing up? You're knackered.
Yeah. I'm just on autopilot, I think.
Is your mum?
We just do that down there. Right.
You feeling all right this morning? Didn't get much sleep after the time you got away from dialysis, did you?
Actually,
What does it mean to get your health back? I mean, what's the kind of like
it'd be
impact?
lovely. I won't know myself. It'd be just nice to be at home every night with the family rather than up and down to the hospital every day.
What's the impact of that been on your family life and on you and on your...
I just never seem to be there. I've missed out on so much. Normally we've always got things planned, holidays and trips away, and we haven't been able to do anything this last year, so I think I've had one weekend away, and that was changing the dialysis day then, just so I could go away for a weekend, but I've not been able to do anything with the children. Just seem to be farming them out all the time.
And how has it been for you, Margaret?
Upsetting. It's the hardest thing Mother could ever have to put up with. What she's gone through and what she's had to sort of put up with. Days when she could hardly sort of do anything for being sick. And you feel absolutely helpless. There's nothing you can do.
And what do you think about Brian, Margaret? How do you feel about...
I can't tell you how I feel about Brian because I think it's just such a great thing he's doing for Denise. It's difficult to talk about it without getting emotional.